There's one thing nobody thinks about at the Nobel Prize Banquet, except for me, just little old me thinking about this. I wanted to know, what is it like to be a Nobel Prize laureate dining with the smartest and brightest people moving society forward? Well, I did some research and scrubbed through hours of Nobel Prize Banquet footage to find things that no one else would see, including the cutlery made by Gense. They sent me a couple sets of flatware asking if I could make a video about them, and so I thought it'd be interesting to dig into what that experience is like with all of the contributors to that banquet. When most of the focus is on scientific breakthroughs and world peace, it's really hard to find interviews about the food. But I did find this little gem.
What did you think of dinner today then?
It was really good.
A pretty long dinner.
Yeah, I really liked the potatoes.
So I did verify this on the official Nobel menu, and they did have potatoes, but what is, dear God, what is that? Is that a potato?
The potatoes.
Great.
So while I figure out in the video if I'm going to make those, we're going to explore what makes everything on that dining banquet table so special. Most of the items, if not all of them on the table, are going to be purveyors to the royal court of Sweden. In general, this means you've provided the royal court with some sort of service or brand for a long time, over 5 years, and that you're in good standing and a high quality company. And didn't you know it? Even IKEA is on this list for this chair. First of all, the entire event hosts 1,300 guests, and for them you need 470 meters of tablecloth, and all of it is made here in Sweden by Glassbowls. The special china used for the Nobel banquet is only used for this banquet. It's made by Rörstrand, designed by Karen Borquist, and the different colors symbolize the different seasons, continents, and the different Nobel prizes. And they don't make them anymore, so they're kind of hard to get. These very odd-looking cups are hand-blown in Sweden and designed by Gunnar Siren. All 1,300 of these glasses are hand-finished in 21-karat gold. And finally, the cutlery here is from Gense, another Swedish brand, and these were also designed by Gunnar Siren. I would also like to point out that this man is not eating the potato. Gunnar was one of Sweden's most masterful designers, specializing both in silver and goldsmithing and glasswork. I find it kind of hard to classify his work, but it would fall somewhere in the lines of an ode to classical design mixed with pop art and minimalism. Looking at his flatware, I'm hit with this sort of harshness about their design, yet sort of an elegant finish with the matte turning into a glossy finish up at the top. When you look at all the pieces together, I think this is where it makes the most sense. Each piece is grounded by a sort of broad shaft and then finishes up with different utensils, but it's the base that really unifies them together. You can see this also in the glassware with these really thick stems that you can grab. It's almost as if everything is emanating from the same roots. The Nobel set is also made out of 1810 steel. That's actually the highest you can go for flatware. It goes to 18.8 under that, and anything else you can pretty easily bend with your hands. I went to college for 5 years and got an art degree, and now I'm reviewing flatware. The Nobel feels like you're holding a broadsword or a claymore from Braveheart. But back to our question, what does it feel like to be that Nobel laureate? Well, I prepared a grand dinner as a single man in a bachelor pad, so that's the caveat. I knew it would be a grand feast in my house, and I followed instructions the best I could based on the menu and less on that weird picture of the food.
What's your favorite food in general?
I really like lasagna.
Lasagna. Oh, I had that actually for dinner today because I ate before this banquet. I wasn't on the banquet really.
I don't have lasagna, and why is she interviewing that kid for so long? Well, we're having potatoes. Okay, so I made potatoes, and I made tuna, and I overcooked the tuna because I was in the middle of setting up the set here. But, okay. First up, this is the Nobel. Very heavy 1810 gauge steel, like substantial. Let's do a little cut here. Tuna pretty much falls apart. Yep. It is nice to have a long blade. Feels a little bit more consistent that way, but man, this is probably overdone. And that was my first bite as a Nobel laureate. Actually, it's pretty good. Here's a little Nobel spoon, the little baby spoon. It's just a smaller size. I had done it. I had created a grand feast, and Potato Girl would be proud of me.
The potatoes.
Great.
Yeah, I just gotta add more salt next time. Not bad. So that's what it's like to be a Nobel laureate eating food with fancy flatware. So thanks to Gense for sending this stuff. They did not sponsor this video. I made this all on my own. They just wanted to see what I'd make. Science is good, and we need people to advance our world. I'm thankful to all the scientists in the world, and if you are one, thanks for doing what you do, and also that you watch this video to the end. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna finish this, so I will see you later. Bye.